We're live.
Sego Sawagwego. Good morning, everyone, to all the people who are joining us online. It is now February the 6th at 9:10 a.m. and we are in the Mohawk Council chambers for the regular council meeting. I would like to thank all of our guests for joining us online, and I know we had a lot of snow this past week, and there's many snow banks piled here and there, and hopefully we don't get too much more snow before the winter's out. When I was at the conference in the NIHB conference, one of the elders said, when we use our language, we breathe life into it. It's not something that's ancient and in the past, but it's part of who we are. So I'm going to say a traditional prayer in our language. And we are mindful that we gather our hearts and minds to get together today as a team on behalf of the community, and we give our thanks to the Creator for all of His goodness and kindness that He shows us each day of our life by providing things that we need. And He's always given us instructions to have a good mind, to look out for the well-being of the people, and to value all of that He gave us, and that would include our language. Kanjokwa sadawon siyos ni gariwesa ni egari ohodon gariwatego. Onga de wat no hode agwego unska adedi wat nuni ne ungwat ni gora. Dana yatini we rados ne ogwego sunk asuk agwego skuno agohage. Agwego unska adedi wat nuni ne ungwat ni gora. Dano de yatini we rado. Ne yedet ni stoha, jo anjari, jisego, jet kakoho, yajes. Ago sat ston sera na eoni, yohage. Agwego, unska adenuit noni no wat nigora. Dano, da attenuate doradas na agwego, yoki yo was a geo anjade. Agwego, unska adenuit noni no wat nigora. Dano, da attenuate doradas na agwego, yoki yo was a geo garonhiade. Dano, ono gadi agwego de siwe no wirado ne songoya tizo ne gasat stonsra ne oso oyera eto neo donhak neo bot negora. And it says, my people, listen for a short time, the business is now come to pass. We will bring our minds together as one and send our greetings to the people, so that peace will continue for all. Everyone, we will bring our minds together as one and send our greetings to our Mother, the Earth, as she still goes along, giving of her own strength to help us live good lives. Everyone will bring our minds together as one and send our greetings to all things that support us on the earth. Everyone, we will bring our minds together as one and send our greetings to all things that support us in the sky and the heavens. And now we bring our thanksgiving and greetings to Sungwaya Dizo, the Creator, the great strength of the natural world. Let this always continue in our minds. So we have an agenda before you. And the first item is to review, to call the meeting to order. I have a mover and seconder. Moved by Aguari.
I'll second. Oh.
Aaron. So the motion will read that a quorum of council assembled. The meeting is now called to order. The next item is to review and adopt the agenda. And on the agenda we have the motion to adopt the agenda. We have the minutes of January the 23rd, 2025. Any business arising from those minutes? Any upcoming meetings outside of the territory of the chief and council? There are two business registrations. One is for Eagle Hill Development. The second registration is for Zero Access Gaming Promotions and request to harvest from Jody Cadu and request to harvest from Robert McLeod. Appoint Susan, Barbara Stock, Tara Regan, and Aaron Fronter to the AI Health Social Advisory Board. C92 Coordinator. ISC, that's the Child Family Welfare Agreement that's been signed, the $8 billion for Ontario. ISC Amendment number 0122 and 0123 to provide additional funding for MBQ programs and services. There's two invoices, one for Derek Wong invoices. These usually relate to corporate matters, and Alan Pratt invoices usually relate to to the either the Turton Pen or the Culberson claim or Surrender 24 claim, and travel outside of the country for Jamie Brandt, and library building envelope renovations, Head Start policy revisions, AI Health MOU. Upcoming meetings of the local business of council is on February the 11th, and the regular council meeting is on February the 17th, and the next local business after that will be February the 26th. There's some add-on, a Taylor McCaffrey invoice, and trespass on residency, trespass bylaw. It's an opinion. Can I have a mover to adopt the agenda as presented?
Can I make a suggestion that we add, here or in the private minutes, we need to determine meeting dates for March and April, if we can?
Sure.
Those go
Put the
on.
next week, or the next meeting.
What's that?
I was putting on the next meeting,
Okay.
17th.
I won't be here, remember that week.
So go through your calendar for March and April, and they're usually Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So let me know what Wednesdays don't work for you.
Okay.
For March and April.
Okay.
Okay?
So you're going to put that on the next week's
Yeah.
agenda, next council agenda? Okay. Does that work for you, Sarah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think I have anything on the Wednesday, so we're good.
Okay, I'll just note that will be on the next week's agenda. Next council agenda. Mover to adopt the agenda.
I'll move.
Aguari, is there a seconder?
I'll second.
Aaron? Is anyone opposed? Okay. In Councillor, we've heard from for people online, Councillor Chris Brandt has work-related responsibilities. Will he be coming in later or not at all? He'll be away for this entire meeting. Have we heard from Linda?
Yeah, she sent an email this morning. She had a medical appointment.
She has an appointment. She'll be joining us later then.
We're not sure.
Okay. Okay, that's fine then. So it's been moved by Aguari and seconded by Aaron to adopt the agenda. Is there anyone opposed? Seeing none, any abstentions? Seeing none, the motion is carried. We'll have the minutes of January the 23rd, 2025. So the regular council meeting was held on Friday, January the 23rd at 9 a.m. in the council chambers. I was present, Aguari, Chris Brandt, Curtis, Aaron, Linda, and Sarah Loft were all present. Staff present were Angela Miracle and Shelley Bowden, and my assistant Charles Miracle was absent and not feeling well. Motion 1 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to call the meeting to order. The motion was carried. Motion 2 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to adopt the agenda. The motion was carried. Motion 3 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda that the council minutes of January the 7th be approved. The motion was carried. Motion 4 was moved by Chris Brandt and seconded by Curtis to approve the following meetings outside the territory. Aaron would be attending the AIAI Health Transformation meeting on February the 18th to the 19th in Toronto. Chief and Linda would be attending the Aboriginal Labour Force Development Circle Board meeting in Pickering. The motion was carried. Motion 5 was moved by Chris and Sarah Loft and seconded by Linda Lewine to approve to schedule a meeting with the executive team to review the governance manual on March the 5th at 9 a.m. The motion was carried. And this is a hydro connection for 184 Upper Slash Road. And the motion was to approve the proposed location of the poles, anchors, conductors, and equipment identified in the sketch on the Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. Council Resolution 2025, 26, too many zeros there, just one correction, 2025. The motion was carried. There was a motion to approve a hydro connection for 98 Highway 49 to approve the proposed location of the poles, anchors, conductors, and equipment identified on the sketch, Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. Number 38, Council Resolution 25-26076 was approved and signed. Motion 8 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Chris Brandt. Be it resolved that the Mohawk Council, and this is another hydro connection, 2185 York Road. The council approved the proposed location of the poles, anchors, conductors, and equipment identified on the sketch on the Tyendinaga Mohawk territory, number 38, resolution number 2526. Too many zeros there. It was approved. Council Resolution 77 was approved and signed. Motion 9 was moved by Chris Brandt and seconded by Curtis to approve the non-residential culvert installation for Andrew Isbester on North Street in Deserano. The motion was carried. And can we just add in that this will be at his expense? So the council just authorized him to have a culvert that we're not paying for it. Motion 10 was moved by Chris Brandt and seconded by Curtis to approve the revisions to be made to the culvert installation plans to include non-residential requests. Motion was carried. Motion 11 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Chris that the Tyendinaga Mohawk Council approve the 2025 expenditure and petition of expenses report in the amount of $2,381,967.83 to the Ministry of Transport in support of the road maintenance program. Council Resolution 2526-078 was approved and signed, and the motion was carried. Motion 12 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Chris Brandt to approve a survey be provided to the community for input into limiting the amount of acres of land each member can own. The motion was carried. Motion 13 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to approve the business registration for the Aguari Creations owner Jennifer Brandt. Motion was carried. And this has nothing to do with Aguari, who's on the council. It's just they're using the bare name there. Motion 14 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to approve the business registration for Teachers Bookshelf owner Gail Brandt Terry. The motion was carried. Motion 15 was moved by Curtis and seconded by Chris Brandt to approve the signing of the letter of permission to harvest on the traditional area for Daryl Ricard. The motion was carried. Motion 16 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Curtis that the land herein described and situated on the Tyendinaga Mohawk territory be allotted to John Christopher Hill in accordance with Section 20, subsection 1 of the Indian Act, Revised Statutes of Canada, 1985, chapters 1 to 5. The land description is the whole of 21C-4, concession 2, as shown on Canada Land Survey record number 59259, Council Resolution 2526-079 was approved and signed. Motion was carried. Motion 17 was moved by Aguari and seconded by Sarah Loft to acknowledge the funding from Indigenous Services Canada in the amount of $71,019 for the Tyendinaga Tourist and Visitor Center Detailed Design Project. The motion was carried. Motion 18 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to approve the out-of-country travel for a fitness center employee to attend a tactical strength and conditioning practitioner's course on February the 22nd, the 27th, 26th. Employee must have travel insurance. The motion was carried. Motion 19 was moved by Chris and seconded by Aaron to approve the increase in the annualized funding from Indigenous Healing and Wellness Strategy, IHWS, for Red Cedar Shelter in the amount of $1,176,309 and the change to the new organizational structure: 1 full-time team supervisor, 3 full-time caseworkers, 2 part-time caseworkers, 1 part-time transitional support worker, 1 full-time child and youth worker, 1 part-time child and youth worker, 1 full-time auntie, and 1 full-time caretaker. The motion was carried. Motion 20 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Curtis to approve the revisions to the Eska Saagono Child Care Center Parent Handbook and Operations Manual have been revised in compliance with Ministry of Education. The revisions include updating programs offered, fee requirements, registration process, and illness exclusion timeframes in accordance with public health recommendations. The motion was carried. Motion 21 was moved by Aguari and seconded by Chris to approve the name change for the before and after school program to Gadera Satste, which means strong roots. The motion was carried. Motion 22 was moved by Chris and seconded by Aaron to approve the signing of the Indigenous Services Canada Agreement 2122 ON 000027, amendment number 120 in the amount of $84,941,000 for mental wellness program. Amendment number 121 in the amount of $11,014 for the water treatment plant capacity study, peatland design. The motion was carried. Motion 23 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Aguari to approve to pay the Miller Thompson invoice number 4175355 in the amount of $4,959. The Yaudi Wind invoice number 4217771 in the amount of $2,202.70 for corporate matters. Invoice number 4175356 in the amount of $4,071 for Yaudi Wind Corporation. Motion invoice number 407455 in the amount of $8,153 for corporate matters. Invoice number 417357 in the amount of $4,075.50 for corporate matters. Invoice number 407453 in the amount of $7,017.15 for corporate matters. Invoice number 175469 in the amount of $207 for economic development. Invoice number 407457 in the amount of $14,352.94 for corporate matters. Invoice number 4018536 in the amount of $25,944 for economic development. Invoice number 407456 in the amount of $8,274 for corporate matters. Invoice number 415387 in the amount of $13,386 for economic development. Invoice number 4207458 in the amount of $23,349 for corporate matters. Invoice number 4185407 in the amount of $16,990.46 for corporate matters. The motion was carried. We should probably give some consideration to hiring a corporate lawyer. Motion 24 was moved by Aguari and seconded by Curtis Brandt to approve to pay the JFK Law invoice number 404832 in the amount of $7,343.51 for general matters. Invoice number 404842 in the amount of $31,787.71 for the Seth Lafort Court injunction proceedings. The motion was carried. Motion 25 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Chris Brandt to approve the logo for the Junwa Disney's Elder Care Home as per votes by the community. The motion was carried. Motion 26 was moved by Chris and seconded by Aaron to approve the total budget in the amount of $57,942 to complete infrastructure phases for the new centralized housing developments. The motion was carried. Motion 27 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Aguari to approve the Fire Hall Administration Building and Elders Lodge for locations for the proposed feasibilities for the solar PV installation. The motion was carried. Motion 28 was moved by Chris and seconded by Aguari to approve the addition to the MBQ organizational structure by adding an administrative assistant for the Director of Education. The motion was carried. Motion 29 was moved by Sarah and seconded by Aguari to approve the addition to the MBQ organizational structure by adding a Youth Enrichment and Development Program Manager under Education. The motion was carried. Motion 30 was moved by Aguari and seconded by Chris Brandt to approve the addition to the MBQ organizational structure by adding a Community Relations Coordinator. The motion was carried. Motion 31 was moved by Linda and seconded by Curtis that whereas Andrew Clifford Miracle, in brackets, I think it should say miracle there. A member of the Mohawks was indebted to MBQ, and whereas the order of the Honorable Justice Tranmer of August 14, 2014, the order, which is attached to this resolution in paragraph 4, orders Miracle to transfer his certificate of possession to parcels 3, 4, 5, and 6 as listed on Schedule A to the order and submit these documents to the Indian Land Register within 14 days. And whereas the order was upheld by the Court of Appeal for Ontario on July the 30th, 2014, which is also attached to this resolution, and whereas the Supreme Court of Canada by judgment dated February the 26th, 2015, which is also attached to this resolution, refused the application of Miracle for leave to appeal the order of the Court of Appeal for Ontario. And whereas the lawyer for MBQ by letter dated March the 20th, 2015 gave notice to the lawyer for Miracle that if Miracle had not complied with paragraph 4 of the order by April the 2nd, 2015, that the MBQ would implement paragraph 5 of the order. And whereas Miracle has not whereas Miracle has not complied with paragraph 1 of the order, be it resolved that the council approves the transfer of lot 25J1 concession A, lot 24G-6 concession A, lot 25-2 concession A, and lot 25-1-2 concession A from Miracle to MBQ pursuant to the order, the transfer, and section 24 of the Indian Act. And whereas the council pursuant to paragraph 5 of the order authorizes Chief R. Donald Miracle to complete on behalf of Miracle any documents required to give effect to the transfer and submit the required documents together with this resolution to the Indian Land Registrar. Council Resolution 2526-80 was approved and signed. Motion 32 was moved by Aguirre and seconded by Aaron to approve to pay the Allen Pratt invoices 6427, the amount of $1,062.50 for the Culberson land claim. Invoice number 6425, the amount of $967.50 for surrender 24. Motion was carried. Motion 33 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Sarah to approve the proposal quality improvements project submitted by Michaela Roy to complete research on the water pollution, specifically flooding, tap water contamination, groundwater pollution, effects on the physical, mental, and cultural health of the residents of the Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. Motion was carried. Motion 34 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda to pay Hicks Morley invoice 5476, the amount of $2,412 for human resources matters. The motion was carried. Motion 35 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Chet O'Gorry to approve rescheduling the January 28th local council meeting to January 30th at 9 a.m. due to scheduling conflicts. The motion was carried. The council confirmed the following meetings, scheduled meetings. January the 30th would be the local council business. February the 6th would be the regular council meeting. February the 11th would be local business. February the 17th would be regular council. February the 26th would be local business. Motion 36 was moved by Aaron and seconded by Linda. This meeting went into private, and the council went into private at 11:55 a.m. in the morning. These are the minutes that have been recorded by the Executive Administrative Assistant and Recording Secretary of Council, Shelley Bowden. Are there any errors, omissions, or corrections to these minutes? Other than it's already been noted, just with the too many zeros in 2025 in a couple of places. Chip, do you have any corrections? Aaron? Sarah? No. O'Gorry?
No.
Can I have a motion then to accept the minutes as provided, as corrected? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, the motion is carried. Is there any business arising from the minutes? Curtis? No. Aaron?
Nope.
Sarah?
No.
O'Gorry?
Nope.
Okay.
I just want to make a comment that we're still working on the survey question to bring forward to you guys.
Yep.
Don't forget to speak into the mic so they can hear you.
Do I have to say it again?
Yeah, please do.
That we're working on the survey that we want to send out to the community about the number of acres for
Okay.
people to own.
Could I have a map about that too, please?
A what?
The map for that Eagle Hill property to show where those lots are?
The Eagle Hill property.
Yeah, if they could get that, I appreciate it. So no business arising from the minutes, none. Okay. Council meetings outside the territory that have not already been identified. Now, okay, just wait a minute. I just want to say, I know I'll be asked about the meeting, schedule the meeting with the Indigenous Services Canada as part of our lobby effort. As most of you know, it's brought in several $1 million. Our lobby sessions have paid off that we had during the course of 2025. So while the federal budget was approved in November of last year, the government has still not passed Bill C-15, which is called the Budget Implementation Act. And so that still is outstanding. So the Ontario region still doesn't know what its resource allocation is going to be for budget 2026. It was passed last November. So it's supposed to be passed in the next couple of weeks, but they've been saying that all along. If it's not passed, it may trigger a federal election. And so that's what's delaying the schedule of the meeting, because we need to know what their budgets are in order to get an answer about the various issues that we've been lobbying on that are still outstanding. So as soon as the budget implementation is passed and the region knows what its resource allocation will be, we'll schedule a meeting in that time frame. Okay, Guari, you have meetings outside the territory?
Yeah, I have one of March 2nd to the 6th.
Okay, just speak into the mic so they can hear you.
I have a meeting, it's March 2nd to the 6th. It's the EMC gathering in Thunder Bay.
And where is that, Guari?
In Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay? Okay. Do you have meetings outside the territory, Sarah?
No.
Aaron?
No.
Chip? Okay. And the only one that I have is Dr. Staney Brown, who's with the Dalalana Public Health School. I'm going to be meeting with him on the water situation on reserves. There are still 28 long-term boil water advisories, including 226 of our homes here in the community. And so on that issue, to see if they could give us a hand with the putting some pressure on government.
When was that one, Chief?
Well, I still have to schedule it.
Oh.
He sent some dates over that he's
Right.
available, so I still have to schedule it. And I've already been approved to have that meeting, so. The next item of business on the agenda.
One thing, Chief, before we go, or before we start, I see that there was a briefing sent yesterday for the next available TMC meeting. Did we want to add that for today about Eli's Lane?
We can.
I think it's on the next
It's on the
agenda.
next one.
Oh, our next one? Not this.
Okay, the meeting outside the territory, who will move for a guard
That's what I
in?
wanted.
I'll move, Chief.
I'll second.
Curtis and Aaron. Anyone opposed to that motion? Required to attend the meeting on the 3rd to the 5th, March 5th in Thunder Bay. Motion is carried. The business registration. Did that answer your question? Then it's going to be on the next agenda, Sarah?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
So the new business registration is Eagle Hill Development. Daniel Brandt is and Brad Gray Eyes Brandt. Is that right? That's son, okay. Office building development, environmental and fire inspections not required, insurance not required. Is there a motion to approve this?
A motion.
Aaron, is there a seconder?
I'll second, Chief.
Curtis, anyone opposed? Anyone opposed, abstentions, seeing none, the motion is carried.
And we're just approving the business application.
There's a new business registration for Zero Access Gaming Promotions, Richard Andrew Miracle.
Sorry, Chief, just before we move on, have we met with Dan about this proposal, like this proposed development?
No,
I mean, it's
that would be
quite,
on his property, I believe.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's quite substantial. I mean, it looks beautiful. Maybe we could invite Dan to come and tell us what he has planned there. It
We
sounds
can.
like offices and, Like it's quite the,
Okay,
it's quite the development. It looks, I mean, it looks very, very nice. But it would be nice to know, I guess maybe like,
we can do that. Is that a motion that we just meet with, ask request a meeting with
yeah,
him?
let's invite Dan to come and tell us about his,
Okay, it's been moved by Sarah to invite Dan to come to, I guess, give us more information about his proposed development on his property. Is there a seconder for that?
I'll second, sure.
Aaron was seconded by Aaron. You in favor, Chip?
Yeah, I was talking to him about at
Oh, Gloria?
Christmas. Sure.
Okay, the motion is carried.
what's that for this?
I was talking to him about this at Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He just happened to start mentioning it.
Like, I'm just wondering, yeah, is it like project specific or is it gonna be offices for rental?
Yeah.
His residential on there? Yeah, looks great.
So,
A daycare, yeah,
I'll put a daycare.
Says daycare on there.
bank,
Yeah, bank.
moved by, so there's new business registration for Zero Access Gaming Promotions, Richard Andrew Miracle, e-commerce. Should that say exports tournament hosting and streamlining?
No, esports.
Esports, okay. Environment and fire inspections not required, insurance not required. The recommendation is to approve and sign the new business registration. Is there a mover?
So this one, I just have a question about what exactly the sports and the e-commerce is that they're going to be hosting. Like, is it,
Could we
Legal.
bring Shu in, please?
you mean like in person?
like, is
or
it gambling?
It'll
Is
have to be
it,
Diana. She was not here.
Diane, okay.
are they just playing video games? Like, what is this?
It sounds like it's just video games.
I see that's one of the issues that with the Black Book Confederacy that's on the agenda for the Iroquois Caucus meeting. That's in your package of information. I saw that this morning on the agenda there.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Gaming
agenda.
issues for potential economic development.
Is that a private, chief?
Well, the Iroquois Caucus is usually a
Yeah.
public.
I think that part, I think some of the items were in private because it's talking about employment.
Could be. I just saw it briefly this morning in the package. I haven't had a chance to read through it because I didn't get home from the NIHB meeting until about 1 o'clock this morning. I was in Vancouver the last few days. And the FN is paying all the expenses for that meeting.
Yeah, I think in the application here too, it says papers attached, but I don't see any papers attached.
On which one?
The zero access?
Yeah, oh, if there's.
Hi Diane.
Full screen.
The council had a few questions. I guess one was, what is e-sport? What is that?
I'm not
Tournament hosting and streaming.
fully versed on gaming, but
Okay, you'll have to use the microphone so people that are online can hear. Okay.
okay, I am not totally versed on esports, but I just took it that, you know, I know there's tournaments for many games that happen online, so I you know, whether it's fantasy, whatever, so I just took it that it's a sports game that's taking place, that they're holding tournaments for. I would have to dig further. I didn't
Okay.
sort of question it. I just assumed it was, you know, a gaming thing that takes place.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I wanted to clarify is if it was like video games, like is it they're just playing sports or they're because the e-commerce part confused me. Are they like is it online gambling? Like what are they doing exactly? Like just before we approve that.
I see what you're saying. I didn't read too much into the e-commerce part as gambling. It's the only category this would fit under.
Yeah.
That they're providing an online service. So
Yeah.
all our online stuff
Okay.
goes under e-commerce. So
And the
I didn't
gaming-
question it too much, but I certainly can follow up and
Yeah.
ask these questions.
That'd be
if you
perfect
want.
because like the other aspect, like the sports part, makes sense. But I just wanted to confirm before we
Yeah.
approve that part.
If it's gaming activity, I guess, do they hold a license from the province of Ontario?
When they
I
say
thi- I
gaming,
think-
chief, they mean like video games, I think. Like
Yeah.
they call it video
There-
games.
it's,
Game.
so it's not gambling for money.
That's what I wanted to check. to
I
make sure.
didn't take it as gambling for money,
Well, we
or I
better,
would have.
we better be sure, because if we authorize gaming for money, then it puts our OLG agreement in jeopardy.
Okay, yeah, no, I will question, I have a niece who does online gaming and tournaments, so I just went there with my
Same.
brain. That it's just on, like, it's what young people do, they game online and they hold these tournaments, but it's not for money or anything, it's just, they just play on teams and they try to beat each, like,
Yeah, totally.
It-
And that would be totally fine. I just
which
want
is
to make
how I
sure.
took it.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
let me give a phone call and I will verify that hopefully before you're even.
that's
done.
perfect.
Okay,
We can
we'll
just
set that
defer it
aside
until-
then.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
want to just put it aside, I'll get
Yeah.
back to you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
The next item of business on the agenda is Judy Cadu. Cadu.
Cadeau.
Cadu?
Cadeau.
Cadu, okay. So the request is to harvest in our traditional territory. He is a returning applicant, a member of the Garden River First Nation. He requested permission to hunt deer, duck, geese, partridge, bass, walleye, perch in the Napanee and Toronto area. He has permission to harvest on private property. A copy of his status card and PAL possession acquisitions card are attached to the briefing note. His status and PAL have not expired. It is recommended that council give approval to proceed with granting Jody Ronald Cadu permission to hunt in our area for 2026.
I'll motion.
Guari
I'll second it.
and Curtis. Is anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, the motion is carried. Robert McLeod harvesting application. Robert has contacted MBQ and requested permission to harvest in our area February the 6th, December 31st, 2026. Robert McLeod is a member of the Brunswick House First Nation, Treaty 9. His request is for permission to hunt deer, hunt bear, deer, elk, rabbit, beaver, geese, partridge, bass, walleye, and perch in the Marmora area, and a copy of his status card and copy of his PAL possession license are attached to this briefing note. His status and PAL have not expired. It's recommended TMC give approval to proceed with granting Robert McLeod to hunt fish from February the 6th to December the 31st by signing the accompanying letter. Does council approve?
I'll motion.
Glory? Is there a seconder?
I'll second it.
Curtis? Is there anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, the motion is carried. AI Health, the Association of Iroquois and Allied Indians Health Social Advisory Board. We need to appoint Councillor Aaron Ferranti, Susan Barr, Tara Reagan as MBQ reps. Motion to approve.
In the letter, it says Councillor Kristen Loft.
Is that just a typo?
No, so it's not, the documents aren't syncing properly. It's fixed in mine.
Okay.
But it's not changing when I fixed it, and it's not syncing to that drive.
So weird.
But it is me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I'll motion.
Ugari, is there a seconder?
I'll second.
Sarah? Anyone opposed? Abstentions? Seeing none? The motion is carried. Now, there's an 83-page report here.
Do you want Amy Breed to attend to discuss
Yes, I
this?
did. I did have a chance to read through the 83 pages this morning.
Well, it's 83 pages and then plus there's all of the supporting documents, like the
I think
invoices
they
and
just,
schedule
we
and
just
stuff.
provided the supporting documents so you knew what was going on with the project. Like the, what is it, 80 some odd pages or something like that.
Well, that's the report.
Yeah, that's the work that they were doing and stuff, but basically this is to have them continue on, and they're asking
Okay.
to sole source in the respect that this company's already gone through a competitive process, so they were successful. This is the work that they've generated, and there's more work that's to be done from that, and they want to continue with them.
So
doing the
normally our
work.
process would be to put out an RFP or a call for proposals on for certain amounts of money, like over a certain budget.
Okay.
But
Yes.
then if they do want a sole source, then it has to come to council to,
Well, it's
To make
also a
that decision?
significant amount of money.
It is
Yeah.
a significant amount, yeah.
It's over what I would have.
And then I was looking too and trying to find like for the amount that it is, how long is it? Because it'll have like 10 to 12 months. 10 to 12 months, is that concurrent? Is that,
That's continuing on through into the next fiscal year. We have to show Indian Affairs that we are actively working on this project that's expanding into the new fiscal year. Otherwise, the money could be clawed back, and we don't want that. As long as we're showing them a plan of that the money is going to be spent and what it's like, what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, then we'll be able to carry it to the next fiscal year to continue on.
Okay.
and
So-
then,
And
but
we are double checking with the funder that there is no issues, just haven't heard back yet.
Okay, just so the community understands what we're talking about, that the people are listening. C92 is whether or not the community wants to assert, to make their own child welfare law. And so that's what this work relates to. So is there a completion date for this
Do we
project?
call her in, or?
it says the completion report and process documentation would be August 31st. Yeah. And then Angela, where's the money come for this?
It's
Come
from
from?
ISC. It's already there. We're just making sure that they don't take it
Take it
back.
back.
Okay, and does this fall within the amount allotted for?
Yes, the
C92?
450. It's 450 total. And we've spent, what, 33,000, I think it was?
Remaining, you got 417?
Yeah, is remaining, and that's what's, this work is showing.
why was there such a gap in the amount of time that it was going? Is that what,
Building on the strategic plan is what I just.
Well, this really work just focuses on whether or not the community is going to have its own child welfare law or continue to operate under the provincial law.
I don't have a number for Amy.
Okay, so then what do we need to do? We need a motion to do what? To approve this work, or what do we need to, Angela? There's no recommendation here.
It is,
One is already there.
since this project has completed its planning phase and is ready for implementation, it is recommended that TMC approve re-engaging with Mohawk
Wow.
to ensure continuity, efficient use of funding, and timely advancement of the community's child and family well-being law.
Okay, so the motion is just to continue to work with Oahu then, right?
No, I think that isn't it that we're giving the sole source contract to Oahu? Yeah.
We're continuing the work with Oahu, yes. So that's only a component of it, right? They only have the one portion of it. There's other things that's going to be a part of funding that MFS controls, that like website development, and like there's various other components that are going to be paid, but that's paid through MFS, not through Oahu.
wait,
So with this work, are they contemplating that we would still have some kind of relationship with Island Shores Children's Aid?
That I need an Amy answer, but I don't have her number to call.
Okay,
so they're only sole sourcing Oahu for the 144?
Yes,
Okay, and the rest is
flowing through MFS.
for other things, for other people, not the same contractor?
Oh, yeah, where does it say that? Am I missing that?
That was under the.
On the BN Oahu C92 project, it says category previously expended 33,000 Oahu project lead and law work 144. MFS Community Engagement Operations 273, total project budget 450.
Oh, okay, okay, I see what you're saying in the briefing note. Oh, okay, okay. Aaron, what's your thought? This is your portfolio, what are your thoughts?
I'm just very confused.
I
Can
know, I'm
we,
trying to get Amy, I don't remember.
can we maybe just defer this for a minute until
can.
we can get some more information from Amy?
We can defer it.
Yeah, we just need to call her into a meeting.
Yeah.
She's trying to, request to join.
So if you look here, on the second page, so for,
Does it keep disconnecting you?
No, it just said no response.
so for the project leadership and C92 development, this amount is going to the consultant,
Which, on which document?
on the briefing note. And then go on the second page, it has a breakdown.
Yeah.
Of the various.
So we have a remaining budget of 417,000, which has been provided by ISK. And then the rest of the funds remaining, like the 273,000, that's gonna go through Mohawk Family Services. And that's for the website development, community engagement, and all of that.
But then on the Oquaho invoice,
Yeah, that's what
they have website and design development, public relations. So is the whole amount going
Yeah.
to Oquaho?
So,
Just paid through different departments?
Angela, when did we get this money?
What were the original phases?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
normally
saw that
there's,
too.
like there's some, and maybe I need a refresher if this is something that came through us originally, but I just have no idea what's happening.
Well, if this work is, it sounds like this is being carried over for another fiscal year. And under our funding agreement, we were allowed to carry over the money for one additional year. And so it looks like we've got to get this money spent and this project completed, but it's got to be done by August.
August 26th.
So I would suggest we should get on with it, because if there's some timeframes here that are important.
Yeah, I have no problem with the project getting completed. I'm
Yeah.
just confused as to
The
what's
timeline
happening.
and the budget
Yeah.
and who's doing what.
I think you want to know where are you on it?
Yeah,
Right
and
now.
why
This is pretty big.
was there an RFP for a portion of it, but
Well,
not?
If there's only
thing.
33,000 spent of the 450, I would doubt it would seem to me it's still in preliminary stages. Hi, Amy, how are you? Can you hear?
You're on mute.
Are we on mute? Do we have no sound?
Well, we don't have a picture.
We can't hear Amy.
Doesn't sound like she can hear us.
Can you hear us, Amy? Amy, can you hear us? Frozen? Amy, can you hear us? You're on mute.
Hello.
There we go.
Good morning,
There we
Amy.
go.
Good morning,
Good
Amy.
morning. How are you?
Not too bad. So we are looking at this 83-page document and the contract, I guess, with Oahu Equal Sources for the proposed Child Family Services Development Law. This is about us asserting our own jurisdiction under C92.
Correct.
Okay, there's only $33,000 spent to date. Now, this funding is carried over into the next fiscal year, 2026, 27. Is there a deadline in 26, 27 to get this work completed by in the arrangement with ISK?
We haven't talked about a 26, 27 deadline yet. It was supposed to be underway by the end of this fiscal. The only conversations we've had with them so far are assurances that so long as this project is well underway, then there shouldn't be a problem
Okay.
extending.
So where are we at? What work has Oahu completed so far?
So far, the framework has been completed, a strategic planning has been done, a committee has been formed, and some mapping out of how the project is gonna move forward and how it's gonna communicate with the community. So, the beginning stages of creating a website, and planning for community events, as well as education.
So presently, no committee meetings have happened then with any work with the community engagement.
No, for the community engagement, community meetings have been more about planning how do we want to do this work going forward and create a strategic
Okay,
plan.
I get it. So that's the planning of the work is what the 33,000 spent. Now, Ken, I see there's a deadline of August 2026. Has the contractor said they could complete all this work by then?
Yeah, he feels pretty confident he can, and works, in our experience with them, with the work that he's already done, he's incredibly fast.
Okay,
Um,
so the
so
council,
we feel pretty confident.
yeah, the councilors had some questions. So Aaron, you had some questions, and Sarah?
Yeah, what was included in the first RFP for the contract? Like, what was the scope? And was there an intention to have, like, after that initial RFP, then what was the plan going forward for
I have to pull it
another?
up because I have to pull it up. That initial RFP predates me a little bit, but I can dig it up.
Okay.
My understanding is that that work was specific to the strategic plan, the forming of the committee and the creating of the strategic plan, which is what has been completed.
Okay. And can we see those results too and the information on who this Oahu business is?
Sure. I think I've included the strategic plan in my email.
Yeah, it was put in the council folder. And just so you're aware, you are on live stream.
Yeah. Just the initial information, like the initial RFP request and what they put forward.
Okay. Okay. I'll have to find that. Can I get it to Angela before the end of this session today? And then that'll give you a chance to look at it today. Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can,
So is
whenever
the-
you can provide it.
Okay, Sarah, did you have questions?
Well, I just think, I guess maybe the only question that I had is like in the briefing note, we have the background, we have the analysis, the budget overview, but no dates. I think that would just be helpful.
Okay.
And just maybe, yeah, getting a better idea of when this is going to be all completed and then I see here like we see here from the flowing through MFS for the community engagement and operations. Is that going to be internal for the remaining 273,000?
I'm sorry. You mean the flow through money would be all of the community engagement projects? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, so I guess maybe what I'm trying to decipher here is that there's the remaining budget, right? That's been provided and been identified by ISK, 450,000. We've spent 33. There's an amount identified here to be paid to the consultant for the development of the strategic plan and then there's a flow through for MFS for the remaining amount.
Right.
So I guess maybe I'm just looking for clarification of that all of this work is being done internally by MFS?
Or is all of it going
That's
to
correct.
Oahu?
Okay.
No,
No.
Are you
only?
I was gonna
Sorry.
say, are you doing the work or are you contracting it out to somebody else or, getting other people to do the work?
Well, OHA will do the strategic work, the project management work, but all of the security
Website.
vendors for locations or community engagements will all be done through MFS, through us.
So the only amount is the 144 that is
That's
going to
correct.
the Oahu. Okay.
So,
So the other 273 is not included.
And that one.
Okay.
That's correct, and that's for the year's work.
Okay.
Okay.
so the motion then would read that to approve contracting with Oahu consultants to complete the work on asserting jurisdiction through First Nations law in the amount of $144,000.
That's correct, yes.
Work to be completed by August 26th.
Yes, that's the scope.
Okay, so is there a
There
mover
was
and
dates in
seconder?
that one document. Did that help you?
What's that?
The MFS Child and Family Law invoice schedule and invoices?
Yeah.
That was
so
the confusing
that
one
was the
because it
confusing
includes
thing,
a
yeah.
bunch of like of the development stuff that it says under the MFS flow through. So I wondered if the whole amount was going to be going to.
Yeah, no,
That's the
it's
way
only
it
the 140, approximately 140, I don't have the figure. in
Yeah,
front of me.
144.
144.
Yeah.
Okay, that's significantly less than the whole, like the 273 and the 144. So
Okay,
I just wanted to clarify that.
can you make sure we get status reports on this work as it progresses, so we know that it's being worked on and what, if there's any issues, so the council gets an opportunity to raise any questions they have. Okay, so
Absolutely.
is there a move, Aaron, are you still moving then to contract this work for 144,000?
Yeah, I feel better about that. I'm good with the 144.
Okay, it's moved.
But I
by-
do want to see that if you could still send that original RFP and information, that'd be good.
I will second it. I think this work is important. I certainly don't want to hold it up. And then, so Amy, thank you for clarifying those questions and answering those questions. And I like the idea of you coming and giving an update as it goes on. I think there's a number of phases that have been identified. So maybe we could, around each phase, if you wanted to come and present and just give us an update on how it's going, would be great.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
So Amy, I just got this 83-page document, so I may have some additional questions when I get a chance to read through it.
Then we can,
Anytime.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I definitely feel better about it being the 144 and not $500,000.
So there's some amendments from Indigenous Services Canada to our budget. Amendment number 122 and 123 for fiscal year 25-26. And please, so it reads here, please request to acknowledge and approve the amendments forwarded to by ESC for additional program funding fiscal year 25-26. So amendment 122 is renovations and additions to housing. And the amount will be indoor water piping replacement, $9,021. Amendment number 123 for lot servicing for $850,000. Amendment number 123 for service agreements, $21,000. Does council approve these amendments for additional funding? If so, I need a mover and seconder.
I'll motion.
Glory? Is there a seconder?
I did, Chief.
Curtis? Any-
So, Curtis, could you, maybe for like people who are online, if maybe we could just maybe tell them a little bit about what it is, like the lot surveys and pre-construction for the 16 lots?
Which do what?
What the what?
For the ISC approval for 1.5 million? Which project that's for?
Okay.
This is for North Street, is it not, Chief?
Flat
It's just Flat Street, whatever you want to call
Flat Street.
it. Flat Street.
That was as a result of the lobbying that you did. It's actually not 1.5, it's 880,000.
880.
We had already gotten money prior to
Okay.
that.
Prior to that,
Okay,
to help this project forward to put more housing in there.
to help
Chief,
offset.
is this,
So-
is the apartment building in this one too? Or no?
Is the department what?
No, the apartment building, or
Do you want me
was that
to?
a 12 unit Bill,
My understanding is that there are 14,
is that part in this? I can't remember.
This one says, in November 2022, the ISC approved funding in the amount of $640,000 to support the community's immediate housing needs. This approval was based on the request submitted to ISC through the expression of interest process. Based on the invoices provided, ISC is going to top up with another $880,000 to the original TEC of $640.
From lots of servicing.
And it's, yeah, for lots and servicing for 16 lots.
So just so the community members understand, I'll read the letter that we have from January. And again, this is a result of our lobby efforts. On November 22nd, Indigenous Services Canada provided
I just read
approval,
that, Chief.
approval for putting Mohawk School indoor water pipes
That's a different
replacement.
one it's reading.
Oh, no, I was reading a different one.
The total estimated cost, $541,139. The project was closed out on September 17th with total expenditures of $529,780. So there's a bit of a cost saving there. Subsequent water sample indicated lead exceedances and remaining in the water supply. Additional scope was identified and recommended to eliminate the potential source on January the 24th, 2025. Is provided funding approval to support the additional scope for this project with an increase of $93,680. This increase is increased the tech from $541,000 to $623,460. During IC's monthly meeting with MBQ on April 22nd, 2025, a funding commitment was provided to update the QMS fire system and bring the fire line back to code with a budget of $9,021. The increase with tech from $623,460 to $632,41. Upon review of the completion report submitted December 4th, 2025, the total expenditures report are $633,118. Based on the review, the fiscal year 24-25 pay at year end amount is $10,000 will be released along with funding of $9,021, and on an upcoming amendment to your fiscal year 25-26 funding agreement to cover the expended costs. So the funding summary is released in 23-24, $490,000 is for funding released 2024-25, $123,460. Pay at year release $10,000. IC funding releases January 2026, $9,021.
Thanks for that, Chief. So
Sorry.
basically, it's infrastructure money that's been provided by ISC to address piping in QMS and for lot servicing.
Yeah.
The only reason I say
Which
that,
is housing, yeah.
which is housing, right?
Yeah.
16 lots,
Yeah.
it says. The only reason I say that is because I've received a couple emails from community members saying that we roll through things too quickly, and I think they were just maybe a little under the impression that we're just seeing this information for the first time. So I wanted to ensure that people who are listening online know that we're given briefing packages before.
Yes.
So when we're here sitting at the table, we're already aware of what we are discussing, but people online don't have access to that. So I guess maybe just sometimes we're talking about things, it's good to clarify exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So people watching online can follow.
It's true. And what I said before with the previous discussion on Bill C-92, that this was the first I saw it this morning. So I hadn't had a chance to read it. So I may have additional questions. But but we did lobby for additional money to cover off these expenses. And there's been a lot of work done at Quinte Mohawk School. The reason being is with copper piping, many years ago, they used lead soldering in the piping. So there was an issue of some just slightly over lead content in the water. And so that had to be corrected. So the piping had to be replaced there. It's just all about health and safety. So as soon as that was detected, then we got on it and lobbied for money to get it fixed.
Yeah, and then the same went for our sprinkler system.
Yeah.
It was inadequate, so that had to be addressed. So we got that addressed through
So it
ISC
wasn't-
also.
At the school?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
didn't comply with current fire code.
Right.
no, not even close. So
And of course, it is a federal school, so we did push the department to get it
Yeah.
fixed. And Health Canada does regular testing on the water supply for all these parameters, so it had been done. So when it was first red flagged, we got on it and got it fixed.
So that's where we are now, even on the peatland system that takes the sewage out. We're at the point now that if something happens, it's pretty well done. So that's why we've been lobbying to say we need to upgrade this, and they're on board with it. So,
At the
and
school-
that's
at
through the
school as
lobby.
well?
What's that?
At the school as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So in, the school is currently overcrowded. Now it was built for, I think, 263 students. I think there was 330 students there.
Yeah.
There was, and then there's about 60 students or so that attend school off reserve. And so really what we need to do is we need to start planning on building another school, a new school. Or potentially enlarging that one. But it's recommended that there should be a new school built, so then we'd have to repurpose that building for something else.
Right.
And they know that too.
They know that. So that's already been identified in the study that we've done. Pass that back over here to this side of the table, goes that agreement to Chip that you're signing there.
Yeah.
The next item of business on the agenda is the Derek Long invoices. These relate to corporate matters, $11,200, $2,100, $1,400, and they are all, the details are in your private section of the council meeting. Okay. Is there a motion to approve these, sign please? These invoices, motion to pay these invoices?
I'll second.
Aguari? And Aaron, anybody opposed?
I'm not opposed, but I have a few like comments and questions about this. I know Derek has been working with the community for quite a while. And then I know that we're moving towards creating the ECDEV Corp, which would alleviate Derek once that person takes the role on.
Once they get up to speed on things, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, what is our timeline on that?
You have to hire an economic development coordinator,
Executive director, we have. one
executive
we're waiting.
director to handle all the pulling.
And that's an
getting it
employment
all
issue
set
that
up.
we shouldn't be talking about anyways.
No, getting it,
Well,
get it
it's
all.
not really an employment issue. We're not talking about a specific employee. We're talking about
The-
creation of the
but-
Economic Development Corporation.
There's a position that needs to be staffed to pull it all together, and that's been deferred.
Okay, maybe we could talk about that in.
We can, it should be done in private, because
Okay.
it's a personnel issue.
Okay. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's just the funding agreement with ISC. So it's been moved by Aguari and seconded by Aaron to pay the Derek Wong invoices. Anybody opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Alan Pratt invoices. This relates to Culberson Surrender 24. Invoice number 6430, $2,615. Invoice number 6431, $1,110. Invoice number 6432, $400 for Culberson Tractor Addition to Reserve.
I'll motion.
Moved by Aaron to pay.
I'll second too.
And Curtis. Anyone opposed? Abstentions? Seeing none, the motion is carried. Conference attendance for Jamie Bryant. To attend the International Battery Seminar in Orlando, Florida, March 23rd to 26th. The trip will be funded through the training and conference attendance money that have been approved through the Independent Electrical, the IESO, Indigenous Energy Support Program. And this is the only conference of its kind in North America. As MEQ moves forward with potential partnerships through the ISO's long-term procurement and possibilities of becoming stakeholders in battery energy storage systems, it would be wise to have an in-house technical knowledge on large-scale battery operations and learn what concerns should be raised moving forward. Does council move this out-of-country travel for staff?
This is Jamie, isn't it, Chief?
For Jamie, and it's already, we already have money from the IESO to
Yeah.
pay for it.
Oh, we do, okay.
Yep.
Just one thing I would caution again, it should be clarified on these that this person has, or sorry, not sorry, I shouldn't say this person. I should say anybody traveling on behalf of MBQ Business clarifies within the request that travel insurance has been confirmed.
Yeah, and I think we got more issues on this too with the latest developments in the US. So you're going to Florida,
Yeah.
you better have your documentation. That's all I can say. That's coming up at the Eric Block us too.
Yeah.
Right, Chief?
We can raise
Good
it,
point.
No, I
but
think,
I always have travel.
Yeah,
insurance
I know, Chief,
where-
but
where-
I'm just
no
saying-
matter where I go.
I do know some people that are traveling and they didn't take this stuff. Like,
I think Curtis is talking about ensuring that you have proper documentation because of the
Oh,
the political issue that's happening
your
in the
bank card
US.
just doesn't
Yeah.
cut it, Chief. Even your passport.
Well, they want, I guess now they're asking
Blood
for blood
quantum.
quantum letters.
Yeah, I see Six Nations has got something going on now.
So they're looking at
believe-
status cards, but they're asking for blood quantum letters. And actually one things we're trying to, with the discussions with the J Treaty Border Alliance with, that was started with Abram Benedict when he was the chief of Akwesasne, and the alliance, which we've participated in with the Blackfoot Confederacy, was that they just simply, that the U.S. amend their immigration law to just accept the status card. Because right now, there are a number of people here I cannot sign letters for because they don't have the 50% blood quantum. That there's
I
a,
thought we were just saying that they're members of the Mohawks, the Big Bunny.
so really we just say they're registered on the
think they're
band.
doing
That's
that.
all we can say because I can't attest to something that's not
Yeah,
true.
that's
We
what the
want
quantum.
But there is a significant number of people that
Blood
don't have
quantum's good there.
50% blood
I
quantum.
know that. But don't come to our country is what you're saying.
It was our country first.
Yeah. Well, He's kind of
Maybe we
different.
can
But
add it
anyway,
to the ISC.
So again,
I'll motion, Chief, that Jamie, but
I'll second those.
he
with
better have,
Sarah's
we better make sure
recommendations.
that he's well
Yeah,
documented
well prepared.
if he's going there.
well,
So do you want to add that? You think we should put that on there?
Probably should. Chief,
Make sure he has proper identification, so proper paperwork.
yeah.
well, the
documentation,
blood
whatever you wanna call
quantum
it.
letter.
They're pushing it.
Yeah, it seems like that's what's required now, passport,
Here.
status card, and a blood quantum letter.
Yeah.
It must be really new, because when I went.
If
a few
you're
weeks
using
ago,
your
there was
status
nothing.
card.
I don't, well, it's ramped up since.
I just seen a post on Facebook and it was from Homeland Security and it was you needed your band card, your long form birth certificate, and Canadian photo ID.
But in there's
Take
also,
everything.
And then
there's,
another post.
I don't
they
have a
come out
long
and they
one.
said that they needed this letter.
Yeah.
that came from the chief.
Take everything. Take all of it.
Yeah, I seen Abram on the television about it too. So.
Yeah, because I think from what I've read is that some federal agents are saying that they don't recognize the status cards because they can be
Fraudulent.
fraudulent.
Yeah.
Well, you could be fraudulent, or you may not have any native blood at all and still have a status card.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just make sure he's got the proper, identification. or whatever.
Okay.
That's all.
So actually, we'll write the blood quantum letter so that that'll prevent any problems if it's required, because I think there's inconsistency with the way it's being enforced,
Agreed.
Yeah, better be prepared.
as we can see with what's happened in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So the next item on is the library exterior upgrades. The tender closed at 2 p.m. on January the 22nd, 2026, to replace the roof, brick, siding, deck, and windows and doors at the library building, 658 York Road, with the following bids. Bill contractors $1,156,394. approve to award the contract to build all contracts for a total amount of $1,156,394. Approve the project budget totaling $1,339,161. Where does the money come for this, Angela?
IELCC money,
Pardon me?
IELCC money.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
And I believe that's already in there. Well, no, it says Mohawk's fake money, but it's, yeah,
No, it said the ISC in the briefing note, not the I. That's why I wondered what that surplus
Yeah,
was,
that's
but
what I
you,
was gonna ask that.
Yeah.
IELCC.
okay.
And so this is the budget, right? And there is no deviating from the budget.
This is what they're estimating, yes.
There is what they're estimating. Is this what we're approved at, though?
I think if they want to change it, they have to put in the change orders.
Yep,
right?
there's change orders that would come in then. And even change orders might be captured within the contingency amount.
In
If
the
we go
120?
over that, then obviously we would be above budget, so.
Right.
And then, so I see here too, is that the bid was over what the original estimate was.
It was over the, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
1.3 to 1.1? No.
No,
It says the
Ainley said
original estimate was
389.
389.
Didn't you say, Shelley, that Tommy said that he just said, can we change the motion for the library tender to say conditional award of contract to build out based on Ainley Group review and recommendation?
So there'll be a review on the,
Okay,
I
Angela,
thought they did a review, but
when you mentioned the budget, you used an acronym. The people listening online are
I
not
don't
going to
know what
understand.
it means.
They are not going to understand the acronym. Can you explain what the acronym means? The budget that this is coming from.
What's this I mean?
indigenous.
Early learning, indigenous early learning.
And that's all external funding, right?
It's through Health Canada
Through Health Canada, okay? If we could have that
or
level,
ISC.
level of detail on our briefing notes, then it would help the community understand what, when they're listening in.
And then, so for the work to be done on the library, does the library have to shut down for any period of time? The reason I ask that is because I know there a number of kids go there for tutoring. So I'm just wondering if there's, if it's going to be disrupted, like when the work is being done. I'm just wondering. It doesn't really have anything to do with awarding the contract, but.
A lot of the work is outside. There may be, it may
Yeah,
have
the
been
exterior,
quartered off somehow or another, but I don't.
I just sent a
What
question.
what's that?
It's the roof being in the,
Roof, windows.
Oh, I think the
exterior
whole front is
cladding.
being redone. If you look at
Can we
the,
bring Tom in,
Sure.
Angela? He can answer the questions.
Yeah, roof, brick, siding,
go.
deck,
I
windows,
go.
and doors.
yeah,
Doors.
yeah, every windows.
I'm gonna tear the
Thank you,
whole
Sean.
building down.
It's getting a facelift.
Yeah, and at $1.1 million.
335.
I see they did a lot of work outside with the shoring up of the ramp there, the soil and all that stuff. They did a lot of work there this past.
we
11 months.
actually had them redo the whole
They
stairs.
everything.
It was unsafe, the stairs and all that stuff, so they fixed the retaining wall and the stairs and stuff like that, made it even a little wider, so that way there's room for some cars up there. But we use that money, while she's getting him, I'll go ask Sandy what the exact word is.
Yeah, good.
Or explanation, not explanation, what it actually means.
Yeah, just see the before and after.
That'll be nice.
That's nice, very nice.
Tom, there's some questions on the library renovations. The question, one of the questions, thank you, Tom Kring has joined us. He's our Director of Housing and Band Property. There's been some questions that have been asked by the councillors. Will the library have to be shut down while this work is progressing?
Potentially. So they don't operate every day. I think they're only open 3 days of the week. So hopefully we'll do most of the schedule around. The only one that would impact that would be when we do the windows and doors.
Windows and doors.
So
And it might not be to the whole building, like we'll try to stage around them, but there will be impact on.
So some of the sections may not be open, it wouldn't be totally closed, right?
Yeah, they can do the windows, say on the east side, and the west side should still be able to be used.
Okay.
It's just they wouldn't be able to be in that room that the windows are being.
Okay, and what's the duration of this project? When's the start date anticipated and the completion date?
We want to start right away, but some of the materials are an 8 to 10 week delivery.
Okay, and it was noted that it was over budget. What's the
It was over the estimate, so we had Aileen give us an estimate to see what we were getting before we put the tender in.
what was the original estimate?
Just under 400. I think it was like 300
389.
or something like that.
Yeah.
It was 389 and then and it went up to 1.1 million.
The tender was just over one, I think. Yeah.
So what was we're gonna have Ainley review it again?
Ainley's reviewing it right now. So we had I met with first Ainley, and then we both met with Bill though. Some questions. So some of the questions were what was in the math, why? Because so Ainley had X amount per say lineal feet, and they were higher. So some of the things that was missed would have been the costs for insurance, the cost for cleanup, costs for restoration. Wasn't actually in that window.
So-
But to do that window, there also has to be a lift.
Right.
And so there were some ancillary costs that wasn't in there. And some of the other ones were still higher, but they were subcut. So it would have been, as the general, they'd get the price from the subcontractor. They just submitted that price. So we are asking them to go back to see if they can get a second price for the subcontractor. And so we have something to compare that to.
So Tom, for accessibility, has there ever been any thought of having a parking lot at the back? Because it's not quite as many steps. You might be able to build a ramp
Right
there.
now, you can drive right up to the top and park at the top too.
Yeah, but there's limited parking spaces up there. There's
But
two or
most
three.
you could drop them off and then come down and park.
I see.
And then the basement one there's 2 accesses, both at ground level.
So what did you say the duration was? I know you wanted to start early, but
I would
what was the finish date? Like, was it 6 months, 8 months? That's what we want to nail.
Well, we're waiting for the schedule to come from the contractor. But I'm
So you
thinking
can let us know then?
Yep, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be even that May. Just because it's going to be 8 weeks before we even see the clock, right?
But
And then hopefully they could have it all done within a month.
And
But
then,
once I get the actual schedule from them, I will forward it.
and then Tom, can you explain, so even for all of the material to be ordered, you need the BCR, you need for us to put a motion, like even before you can even start anything?
But so this one now, because I'm still waiting on the letter from Bailey to actually give us the official recommendation. So we'll be doing this award conditionally upon that recommendation from Bailey.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll.
Normally, I would
conditionally-
just wait and bring it to you next one, but because we are getting so tight with timelines for this, that if we could avoid losing the 2 weeks to the next meeting. So I'm hoping that we'll either get it today or Monday.
Okay. And you're confident that even once the work starts, we're going to stay within the budget?
Yeah, yeah. And there's a contingency built into the project that would cover anything that would be unforeseen. So like the west wall, there was some water damage that we noticed in previous years. So we don't know exactly what that exterior sheathing is going to look like. But I do have it built in the project that if we do come where we have to rip that out, that hopefully the whole building's not like that, and it's not too much, but we do have some money in there for unforeseen issues.
So the motion then is to award the contract to build, was there just one tender?
Just one tender, yeah. We had 2 plan takers, but we only had 1 submission.
Okay, so the motion then is to award, to note there was only one tender and that to award the contract to build all contractors in the amount of $1,156,394 and the total budget, to approve the total budget of $1,339,161.
Conditionally.
Conditionally award.
Conditionally award.
And the funding is coming from the Indigenous Early Learning and Childcare Fund. Funding.
IFC education funding surplus?
I.e.
Is that what you said?
It's the Indigenous Early Learning and Childcare Funding, i.e. LCC.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. If you when you nail that down, Tom, just let us know like the duration.
Okay, we'll put that in where the fund's coming from then. All right,
Yep.
that's fine. So is there a mover to approve this then?
I'll move, Chief.
Aguari, who'll second
Nope.
it?
I'll second, Chief.
Curtis? Is anyone opposed? Seeing none, the motion is carried. The Head Start. Okay, thank you very much, Tom. Oh, there was a question that came up about the apartment building on, that's gonna be built on Flat Street, right?
Yep. And well, we've got also 2 footprints planned for the same space too.
And so how is there's the 14 houses, how are they coming along?
We're hoping to have occupancy for 10 of them on March 1st.
March
Long
what?
as, long as we get the water connected.
March
So the
what?
water's connected, but we're not connected from the meter to the town.
And what about hydro?
Hydro was hopefully coming next week to pull their wires.
To inspect, it's done?
Pull the wires. The build-out's waiting on hydro now.
Okay.
Tom, can you repeat, sorry, we're looking at potential occupancy for March 1st for how many units?
For 10.
For 10.
And then 2 should follow shortly after that. And then we've broken ground foundation-wise on another 7.
Okay. And then the 10 units are they're only single units, right?
One bedroom, zero energy certified. Zero energy ready. Certified. 6 of them right now have the solar on it, but we should be able to get their zero energy certification. And then Jamie just got approved for a whole bunch more money for schools. Should be able to do, I think it was for 12 more, 10 or 12 more.
Cool.
We're just waiting for the agreement to come, I believe, from the IESO, and then that'll come to council.
So
And
did,
so will there be another contract to do the yard work there with the lawns and seeding and all that, or?
That's in the existing contract. So as soon as
It's in the
snow's
existing
gone,
contract?
They'll come back in the spring and do all the restoration.
Okay. And so overall, what did all that cost, the development of the Flat Street subdivision?
The Flat Street
Roughly.
subdivision, the infrastructure phase, I think we were just over 2 million.
And so it's all done within budget? Pardon?
No,
No? Overruns?
but then we got another 880,000 for Bisto. So we're under MDQ's initial equity share. That helps a little bit. But total budget wise, no, we were over. Correct. But that one was, so we were doing 4 subdivision designs simultaneously, and we picked that one to move first. So we moved quickly on it, and that's what happens when you start before. Like all the other ones didn't get finished till probably a year after, 8 months after. But we needed to get it done so we could build the houses and get the money from this, because this gave us
880,000.
what's that?
No, that's
No, that's-
additional.
That was the additional one.
The additional
Initially,
funding.
they gave us 640,
40.
680.
I want to raise something going back to the library. At our last meeting, we had discussed the possibility of the Head Start program moving over to the building once TTO is out.
That's the hope, the before and after, yeah.
So I just want to make sure that we keep that in mind when we're going to be doing any sort of renovation in the library, to make sure, because it's not really the best for like in and out flow traffic there.
Yeah, they would probably have to use the back door, but the problem is I think the TTO build is a little bit behind schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if we go, like, even if it's like next year, that, you know what I mean, that Head Start's moved over there, or not Head Start, sorry, the before and after program. I think if we're going to start the work in the library in May, and I know it's just like resurfacing on the outside, but maybe we want to think about like, if there's anything we can do there to improve like the flow of, if the traffic is going to be increased there for the before and after, if there's anything there that could be done while we're, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we need like a sort of like a study done about the amount of increased traffic that'll be there.
So during construction, or
Well, I mean, if we're-
afterwards, so that there's a nice flow, like they have a walkway, they're not walking through the mud.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking like if we're already doing work over there, like let's not just finish the work and then we move the Head Start over there and we're like, oh gosh, like
No, we're
there's a
gonna
lot of
make
more
path.
increased traffic. Now we got to go back and do more work.
Yeah, no, there's a plan to make a path from the QMS parking lot to our parking lot.
Oh, okay, that would
We'll
help.
be able to maintain it in the winters, we'll be able to plow it when we plow the parking
Yeah,
lot. So
yeah,
we'll-
that would work.
And we also know that there's gonna have to be renovations in there once.
Once we get it, there shouldn't be too much, but there'll probably be paid, they're gonna wanna repaint and maybe some trim repair.
We'll have to know because there will be a couple of office, like the manager will be there and stuff like that.
Yep.
And a spot for the two journey togethers. We'll have a spot
Yeah, they
for
may
ourselves.
wanna look at
Well,
either
we have to,
changing the
we'll be
space.
planning through
Okay,
to address that.
okay,
But definitely, I know we'll make sure
Inside,
that
I
there's
should say.
a good way for the kids to get back and forth.
okay,
Okay,
perfect, thank you.
thank you, Tom. The next item on the agenda is the Dahadi Goson Donde Head Start Program Parent Handbook. The THS Parent Handbook have been compiled in accordance with the Child Care and Early Years Act, Ontario Regulation 137/15. The regulation sets out the requirement for the parent handbook, and the relevant THS policies have been included. The revisions have been reviewed with the policy analyst and the THS program manager. It's recommended that council amend the THS parent handbook with these revisions. Does council approve?
There's a couple of, just from what I went over quickly, I think maybe we need to just go over it with a fine tooth comb again. There's a couple of spelling mistakes and grammatical errors.
Do you want to defer this into the next agenda to give time for your review?
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it and I know, like it's asking us for, there's been, revisions, but it doesn't show in the handbook what the revisions.
This is various documents, required documents, but it revise the update to the program hours and basically making sure that we're meeting all the ministry's latest requirements and stuff.
So is this a brand new handbook or was it just updated?
Not a brand new handbook, just updates.
Can we highlight them like they
Yeah,
usually do?
I'm just gonna say
Normally
that.
she does, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, that,
So
I
then-
think that was like, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it's saying approve the updates, but I don't know
You
where the
don't know what the
updates
updates
are.
are. Up to 20.
Yeah, if they can sort of highlight or red
They always
flag
do.
Yeah.
She just didn't.
what the changes are, to summarize what the changes are, why it's being done, and that it's part of the regulation.
And normally I can just open this and edit, but it was not working for me last night.
So really, the council doesn't have any understanding of what is update being updated or why.
Like I'm sure that the updates that have been done are, you know what I mean? They're necessary
Yeah,
and
Should
you're
change the
updating it
policies,
to
yeah,
comply
basically,
with,
Yeah.
So you know what.
And it's so
what
handy.
you need.
Ministry.
Yeah.
with the ministry, but, yeah, I mean, I don't want to like micromanage, absolutely not. And I don't want to hold it up. I just, think even if we, approve it, if we could just get like a summary on what, if anything is majorly changed.
Yeah. It helps the council understand what the policy is, if they know what's being amended and why.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for,
There's no reason why she can't go and do that.
yeah, and for members too online, right? So, I mean, if they have kids or are their kids go here or their kids that want to go here, at least they,
Shelley?
So I just got a message from Shu, and it was just program hours,
Just program.
update to make it look nicer.
okay.
So that's the changes that were made. It was the program hours.
That's the only amendment,
Which
then,
is the only
Shelley?
one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Program hours, okay.
That's what she said. The revised version updates program hours and has been laid out to ensure that all ministry requirements have been included, which is what I said. Cleaner copy. Present a cleaner copy to share with parents.
Okay, is there a motion to approve this then, with that explanation?
I think there's a motion to approve, but we just want to make sure that there's done a once over is done like for spell check.
Yeah, then I'm totally fine with it. Yeah.
Okay, it's been moved by Sarah. Is there a seconder for this motion?
I'll second.
Aaron? Anyone opposed? Abstentions? Seeing none, the motion is carried. AI memorandum of agreement. MBQ has been in receipt of a memorandum of agreement from AI for a number of years, actually, that covers Aboriginal diabetes education. The amount will be $40,625. Health consultation ISC money, $22,250. STBBI, HIV, and HCV community funding, and that's sexually transmitted diseases, I think, $16,373.63, and tuberculosis community funding, $4,539.31. And it's recommended that the council approve the signing of this memorandum of understanding with AIAI. The money's flowed for them onto the First Nation. So does council approve to sign this MOA?
Yep, my motion.
Moved by Aaron. Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
Aguari? Anyone opposed? Abstentions?
I have a question.
Do you
Go
want me
ahead.
to, there's a little blurb on here that is like super helpful to understand what the funding is for.
Okay, that's what I was just gonna ask. Thank you.
So the First Nations and Inuit Health IFC provides funding for an initiative intended for the creation of ST, BBI, HIV, HCV, and TB education and/or health promotion services for the community. The ST-BBI HIV HCV strategy program will provide the opportunity to develop initiatives to control and prevent the spread of ST-BBIs, HIV, HCV infections, and provide First Nations and Inuit communities with opportunities to design, develop, and participate in projects to address those issues within their communities. So the program supports more coordinated and client-centered care approach to meet the needs of people living with ST-BBI, HIV, HCV in communities experiencing high disease rates, and supports wraparound care, which includes addressing addictions, other mental wellness issues, as well as increased access to high quality prevention, care, and support services, establishing local and culturally appropriate access to care and treatment. The TB program provides funding for activities to help prevent and control the spread of TB, identification, screening, treatment, education, and training for healthcare professionals, patients, and community members, and liaison with appropriate federal, territorial, and regional public health authorities.
Okay,
great.
so it's
Thanks,
been
Aaron.
moved and seconded. Is there anybody opposed to signing this MOA? Seeing none, the motion is carried. The Taylor McCaffrey invoice.
This is the lawyer that was used.
It
out
relates to
west.
corporate matters.
It was the lawyer that we had to use out west to set up, one of the corporations. I think it was the Active Limited Partnership.
Okay. Is there a motion to pay this invoice?
Oh, motion.
Sorry, Angela, what is it for?
It was for the Economic Development LP, but the details of it are in private.
Okay.
So that it's for economic development.
So we needed a lawyer in, I think it was Manitoba. To
Manitoba.
help set this up for, it's like tax protection and stuff like that.
Okay, it's been moved by Aaron to pay the invoice. Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
Curtis?
She was Manitoba, right?
Yeah, extra provincial registration.
The motion is carried.
That's the one that Jean had worked out.
Yeah, yeah.
So the next item is the add-ons. Next add-on is the trespass or residency trespass bylaw opinion. So there's no opinion here.
Oh, it's in
It
our
was.
file.
I don't have it in in this docket here.
You want us to read the whole opinion?
Well, how many pages is it?
3.
Go ahead, read it then, please.
On January 9th, Jay Herbert and Cassandra Bars attended a Tyendinaga Mohawk Council meeting and administrative management session. Is this in private or is this in?
It's a legal opinion, should be
Okay.
private.
Is it a legal opinion? It's
Is it-
about.
It's a
Is it from the lawyer?
recommendation from the lawyer.
It's about a recommendation from the lawyer on a residency law.
Okay, I think the community should know about it really, because
That's why I put it in.
Okay, I just want to make sure before I kept going. Attended a Tyendinaga Mohawk Council meeting and admin management session to present and gather further information to determine the next steps to develop and enforce the bylaws of Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte. A robust discussion was held on the two options that might assist enforcement of a trespass bylaw or a residency trespass bylaw. This opinion explores the two options and what is required to make either option operational. To recap, the Falls Law Group process of drafting any bylaw is to meet with council for direction, meet with administrative management to determine if the bylaw can be operationalized, draft law, provide a draft and meet with council to review the draft bylaw, make any proposed amendments, get direction from council on the next steps regarding the presentation to the community, present the draft law to the community and pass the law. And they recommend taking 30 to 90 days for the law to come into effect so they can work with the administration on drafting and updating policy, preparing signage, updating and posting the law, and appointing an officer or appeal committee as necessary. The recommendations were based on discussions with the Tyendinaga Mohawk Council and Administrative Management. Falls Law Group makes the following recommendations. The residency/trespass bylaw is a stronger bylaw as it can control who is a resident in the community and can utilize the notice of trespass to enforce when individuals have not met the residency application or appeal process. The trespass bylaw requires less administrative staffing to ensure it can be operationalized when passed as a law. The ability to appoint a bylaw officer allows chief and council to control the process internally. However, appointment is not required for enforcement by police officers. The trespass bylaw can be incorporated into other policies such as housing, rental units, rental applications, and leases by using language referencing the trespass bylaw. The primary difference between the two options is the staffing required to ensure that residency/trespass bylaw can work effectively. In addition to an appeals committee, appointment of or hiring of a bylaw officer, signage and public education and administrative supports for appeals committee and notice of trespass process, the same as the trespass bylaw. A registrar would need to be hired to manage the residency list and residency applications, as well as additional administrative supports. The estimated administrative support for the residency/trespass bylaw would require 3 to 4 staff, particularly at the beginning, where the majority of residency applications would be received. It also requires ongoing maintenance of the residency list and sharing of that information with the police to ensure smooth enforcement. The size and location of Tyendinaga Mohawk territory are also considerations. Whereas some First Nations have the ability to control the flow of non-member/non-resident traffic in their territory, Tyendinaga's proximity to Highway 401 and numerous commercial businesses means that more non-residents will be in the community on any given day. Based on feedback from the administrative management meeting, current staffing levels do not meet the requirements for a residency/trespass bylaw to be operational once enacted. Further, there were additional concerns that the ongoing operational requirement of a residency/trespass bylaw could be sustained. Falls Group recommends the proposed trespass bylaw as the best option to allow chief and council to manage who is in the community, who should not be allowed to remain in the community, and to provide the legal foundation for the prosecution of individuals deemed as trespassers. We will work with council and the administration to ensure the law is tailored to the community's needs and can also be operationalized. So their recommendation is the trespass bylaw, not the residency/trespass bylaw.
And what's the date of that legal opinion?
This came on January 26th.
Did you get it, Charlie? Because I don't have it
No,
here.
I got it, and it's uploaded into the drive, so it wasn't maybe printed, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, there was no printed copy in the file here. Pardon me? Was
Did
an
you want,
add-on
did you
last
want
minute?
to, did you want to take a minute so you could
Oh, no,
read
no,
it?
it's fine. It's a work in progress. I'm aware of it. We've discussed it with the lawyer but I wasn't aware that the legal opinion had come in.
So the recommendation is for TMC's decision on Jay Herbert's recommendation for a proposed trespass bylaw to proceed with that. Okay.
Okay, is there a motion then, Glory? We'll wait till Shelley comes back.
So, so a couple of things. I agree. I think we should wait till everybody's here that we can discuss this. I think at the last meeting too, Chief, you had asked for some, also some, costs
Yes.
on what this would, what this would
A
entail.
budget.
That was in there. Oh, you wanted a budget of hiring
Like-
people and stuff
Like,
like
if
that.
it's a staff, and obviously, if you're gonna have the bylaw, it's no good if it's just a bylaw, it needs enforcement. And so what's the enforcement plan to, make this work?
I think we
Yeah.
had to decide which way we wanted to go in order for him to be able to give us that information, because we weren't sure if we wanted to
Well, it's gonna
proceed with the
take-
trespass bylaw or the residency
Because it's gonna
bylaw.
take a lot more people
Yeah.
if you do the.
So he met with
residency
admin to see what we would be able to, what our capacity is currently.
Yes, you're right. So like in the opinion here, the residency trespass bylaw would require like 4 staff.
So,
But the
Which we don't
trespass
have.
bylaw, like they don't, did they say here what we think for that? Like, or would that just be like a police thing or?
One enforcement officer, I believe. And then the appeals board.
Oh, an appeals committee, yeah.
Or
An
committee.
appointment of hiring a bylaw
And a
officer.
registrar, I think it said.
And then
I think
plus
that was for the-
signage and public education, administrative supports, yeah.
So I think if we went with that recommendation, then they would be able to give us the,
yeah,
We could at least work
The
with a
breakdown.
draft or an estimate anyways.
Yeah, because I mean, if that's the, if we decide that that's what we're gonna do, like do the trespass law, like it also, we need the law, the bylaw drafted too, right? So there's costs associated with that.
That's part of the work that he does, and it was that, was it 30,000 that we approved initially?
Yep.
That's all,
That would be to draft the bylaw as well?
that's what.
I do
His
believe
things
that's
at
what
the
he had
beginning of the
said.
letter outline what he's doing, and my understanding is the 30,000 encompasses that stuff.
Okay, can we confirm
That's
that?
what was in the letter that was in your last package when we met with them,
Okay.
so I can find that again.
Yeah, maybe if we're gonna defer this and put it on the next agenda, then maybe we can just attach that just to show like that's,
Yep, I can add
that
it
cost is
in.
included.
okay, so it's been suggested by Glory that this be discussed with full council. Is that your motion then to defer it, Glory?
Okay, I'll second that.
So, and then just a reminder that for the next, because I have a prior engagement, I won't be here for the next, in 2 weeks, so.
Do you want to join by Zoom? Or Teams?
Not really.
Okay,
I mean,
You're
I do,
holidays?
but I'm out of the country, so.
okay. So it's been moved by Glory then to defer this to the full council. I'd like, if he can, I'd like to see, well, he talks about staffing levels and there are differences that right now we don't have the capacity to do this,
To do the residency one.
the residency one. And
So-
so
Well, you still have to bring
whichever
in some
works
people.
best given our circumstances, we may have to lobby ISK for some money to implement this. That's why I would like to see the budgets and both options and what the rationale is behind that, because that would impact how we lobby for the money.
But, okay.
And then, Angela, can you
Wait,
remind,
just 1 second. What do you want, chief?
Well, there's 2 options there, what with residency bylaw and trespass bylaw, what the 2 options are. And so if we're lobbying the department, I'd like to see him put some thought on how both options might work administratively. What's the staffing requirements? What's the annual budget to make this work? Then I would want assurances from the Tyendinaga Police Service that they are going to enforce this law once it is passed by
Well,
the.
that's a conversation you need to have with the police.
Yes, but I still would want that though. We can't decide that, but I would want to have some certainty that they're going to do this.
I think it's also operational without them.
So, it's
Like
operational.
if they, because you have an enforcement officer.
so, and but then also their opinion is not the residency, it's just the
Yeah.
trespass bylaw. But also, so even if we have like an enforcement officer, I mean, obviously that person needs to be properly trained and all of the stuff that comes with that as well.
the different components of the budget
Yeah.
and the rationale for it.
Okay.
And so all of those numerous resolutions that we've signed evicting non-natives, I mean, there's a stack that's 2 or 3 inches thick now with evicting non-natives from the territory that have some very serious criminal backgrounds. And so that would help us with our lobby too. So we need to develop a budget and a plan and the rationale for it.
Yeah, and I think it's important to encompass everything I think it's important to include everything that would encompass.
Yeah.
So if you have a bylaw officer, obviously they have to go through formal training. We have to have like the job description, who they answer to, all that stuff. And then I'm assuming too, if you have a bylaw officer, you obviously need a vehicle,
Yeah.
right? So all the costs that would be encompassed in that as well, so. Or maybe not, I'm not really quite sure
So
what would
we,
be required to staff that position as a bylaw officer.
so we need a lot more information on the structure and the rationale for it. And there should be some community meetings too to discuss this
I
bylaw
agree.
with the community, because our bylaws.
Yeah, but you don't even have a bylaw yet to talk
No,
to
but
them about.
once it's drafted and what the options are, once they're
Well,
better
that's a part of
understood.
the work that they do.
We
They
should.
said right in there
Yeah.
about bringing it to the community.
So anyway, there's a motion to defer this to full council. It's been moved and seconded. Anybody opposed? Seeing none, the motion's carried. That concludes our public portion of the agenda. And so I would like to thank all the people who've listened online and wish everyone a good day. And if you're outside, just be careful because there still is some ice patches here and there. Don't have a fall and injure yourself. And wish everyone a good